Welcome. We would like to present our language analysis project. We studied the English as an additional language ability for Gabriela Uribe. Gabby is a Colombian third-grade student at Colegio Nuevo, Cambridge. She is 9 years old. Her first language is Spanish, and she has been studying English at school since kindergarten. Gabby lives in an apartment with her mother, father, and 14-year-old brother Alejandro in Florida Blanca, Colombia. Spanish is the first language for all of them. Gabby's mother lived in the USA for a couple of years in high school and has a strong level in English. Alejandro also has a good ability in English, but he does not study at a bilingual school. They only speak in English at home while working on homework activities. Otherwise, Spanish is always used. Gabby attends school from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday to Friday. In a typical 6-day week at school, Gabby studies 22 class hours in English and 20 class hours in Spanish. She is in the bilingual immersion program model. After school, Gabby also attends music classes where she plays the cello and plays the piano. Gabby typically spends 1 hour a day on the internet. Most of the sites she visits are in Spanish, although she typically plays games or watches videos in English. Her favorite website is YouTube, where she watches music videos. Her favorite English singer is Jennifer Lopez. Gabby likes to watch movies in English, but the majority of the shows she watches are in Spanish. Gabby really enjoys learning English. She has never traveled abroad. She thinks it is important to know English because, according to her, all the world speaks it. One day she would also like to start learning French.
Based on the analysis carried out through the Common European Framework on different samples taken from Cambridge examinations such as MOVER, the progression test, an oral presentation, and finally an interview, it is concluded that Gabby is a learner at level A2 or basic user. When listening, she got 18 out of 25 points on the MOVER's listening test. This means she is able to understand phrases from native speakers, very basic personal questions and family information, and also the main points in a short, simple message. In the spoken production, she is able to use a series of phrases and sentences to describe in simple terms a place and its characteristics. She is able also to show high confidence when presenting the topic. Her body language shows she knows what she's talking about. She participates actively during speaking practices and also plays with combinations in order to sound more fluent. However, she is still having some errors in pronunciations. Here is an example.
Rio Janeiro means a lot of fish, tropical food, and the most common sweet food is banana cake.
At the spoken interaction, she is able to handle short social interactions, understands yes/no questions, and short simple questions about her. Also, she is able to answer simple questions with a good sentence structure and provide complete sentences when expressing ideas. However, sometimes she needs feedback or short explanations to complete her answers. Also, she is still not able to keep the conversation going by herself. Now, when reading, she got 30 points out of 40 on the MOVER's exam. This means she is able to read short texts, find specific information in everyday reading materials, and also to understand familiar names, words, and sample sentences. Also, she is able to answer questions from a given story, and sometimes she does still not answer every single question correctly from the reading. When writing, she got 30 points out of 40 in the MOVER's exam. This means she is able to write short and simple notes and messages relating to matters of immediate needs. In this case, the student's need is a task given by a teacher about a city from the world they like the most. She organizes her ideas and uses her own words, although the information is collected through the internet. She focuses on what's important, taking into account teacher's graphics. Also, she uses words that she might found useful in the past. For example, I'm going to, even if they are not used properly. In writing, she still has problems with the word order, and sometimes we can see the influence of L1 when she's doing writing.
According to the can-do descriptors for Wira's level of English language proficiency, she is in level 2 of her listening skill. We found out that she can sort pictures, objects according to oral instructions, and she also can match information from oral descriptions to objects or illustrations. In the reading skill, we think that she is in level 2, beginning, because she can locate and classify information, identify facts and explicit information, and also understand main idea about familiar topics. Speaking. She can classify information because in the brochure she talks about weather, sweet food, attractions, and history. So she can describe pictures, objects, and people. She is also in level 2, beginning. Writing. This is where she got the highest level of proficiency. We think she is in level 3, developing, according to Wira's levels, because in the brochure she was able to compare and contrast information. She also described important aspects of Rio de Janeiro, and she ended up producing a bare-bone narrative test.
We think that improving strategies plus a good sheltered instruction equal learning. One way to improve reading comprehension is using strategies to increase vocabulary knowledge. We suggest to many students create a personal dictionary where she can register the unknown vocabulary for her. We also suggest that using the Jigsaw strategy motivates students not only to read, but also to try and understand what is being exposed in the writing text, because they will have to teach it to someone else. If the student doesn't understand, she won't be able to explain it. Even so, Gabby is already advanced in her writing skill compared to her other levels. We would still like to make a recommendation to keep her improving. We suggest that after completing each writing task that she fill out a checklist such as at the example here. She should then also write goals for herself concerning with her writing abilities. We recommend that she listen to different songs during the daily routine. Using this activity, the teacher would teach Gabriela new words, phrases, and rhymes in order to improve her listening and oral skills. Another activity to encourage the student to listen more carefully is by playing bingo. Gabby could develop listening and thinking skills because she will recognize the sound with the right pitch. According to what we have been studying during this course, we recommend to use more paid art activities or group work exercise that will facilitate oral rehearsals from students. This kind of activity also encourages them to create more complex responses. For this kind of interaction activity, it is necessary that the teacher provide enough time to work cooperatively as they develop the ability to speak actively to others during class time. We think, according to Gabby's level and abilities, a better program model for her might be the Sheltered English Immersion Program model. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoyed our presentation.